Well, we're back, and Harp is back on the table. Let's go. Another episode, guys. It has been 3 months almost to the date. I posted the last podcast January 1st.
Wow.
And we actually have one viewer. There was someone that commented, "Keep it up."
Oh,
Swear.
nice.
That's the motivation.
There was one viewer, I remember. I haven't checked in on it in a while.
He's probably waiting.
Yeah, he's probably like, what's going on? Is it quarterly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it yearly?
That's what my favorite thing about the internet is. Not that we're not trying. We're just recording this for ourselves. But no matter if we were trying our hardest, I don't think we could ever get more popular than the Maryland FoodieBoyz. And that's why I love the internet.
Dude, those
Shout out
the kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're talking about cheese pizza, and it's
We
more
were just literally talking about this.
Yeah, we had an hour.
Those kids were talking about tariffs the other day, and like they were like giving their opinions and shit.
It's genius. They could totally branch out from food and just do anything just as children. But I guess that only lasts as you're a child.
Well, that's what we were talking about. We were wondering if like how they were gonna pivot.
Yeah.
They're gonna grow up and no one's gonna give a shit.
Because then they're not.
It's like the Stranger Things child actors.
Cute. Well, what's funny is I was listening to the David Dobrik podcast, and he talks about, and he like starts the podcast. He's like, all right, before this gets out, I want to address it, but like I'm the biggest fan of the Food Boys podcast, where they like, talk about food and their kids. Like, I love the idea. I think it's so clever. I think kids are so like smart, and they have so many opinions at that age, and it's like so fun that every kid should have a podcast with kind of his stance. And he's like, and I want to be a guest on that podcast. And so he had Natalie like reach out to them and basically be like, treat it like because their whole podcast, they talk about things that shouldn't be like talked about in like a serious way, but they kind of like are very professional about the way they talk. So he was kind of like send an email as if they're like Joe Rogan, and I'm like, and like are you gonna fly me out first class to be on like all the different things? And I guess like they replied and they were like, yeah, we're like a smaller, like just starting up, so like we don't. They like, took it seriously. Like they didn't like. It must have been like an older brother or something that they thought like replied. But anyways, then David got busy and he couldn't end up doing it, so it looked like they couldn't pay him, and then he didn't show up because he didn't get the money. And he was like, no, like that's not why.
That's funny.
So
the first clip I saw, I texted someone and I was like, how long until like Tyler the creator is on there like talking about pizza rolls? I was like, this is just gonna be so big. And then they did a pizza review with Dave Portnoy.
Really?
Yeah. He brought them and like their families were in another van. That was pretty hilarious.
he's very good about capitalizing on that kind of thing.
He's very good about it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Like being at the right place at the right time. I feel like that's been his career.
Yeah.
Just knowing when to do things.
But yeah, we'll never be the Foodie Boys. So
No.
it's all right.
That's why I love the internet though. That's what's so like crazy about it, that like something like that can catch fire that quickly.
Past our prime.
I felt like we had a bunch of topics right before we started recording.
And
Oh,
We were
you're a
talking about
5
White
a.m. guy.
Lotus.
You've been waking up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
really?
Part of the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah. Men's club.
You
With my
yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah. What?
Well, basically, Brooke really wants to be working out, but she doesn't have time because she works 10 and a half hours a day. And
Grind. Sugar mama.
yeah, for real. And she gets like really tired at the end of the day, and she's like, well, why don't we wake up at 5 a.m. and go at 5:30? And I was like, isn't that going to make you more tired? Like, I would think that would backfire. But I said, you know what? Let's do a week and let's see how it goes. And I think she has been more energized coming home, and like she just feels better, like working out and doing this, getting up early.
That's great.
And I think it's like a sort of thing where it's like you get up, you get the work done, you feel accomplished, and then you start your day. And I don't know how she's not tired still, but she has seemed to be doing great. Yeah.
But why were you yawning then?
How many days are you into this?
We've done this for 5 days. This is 5 days.
Day one.
We started on
Stuff
Monday.
like that's brutal until like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks in.
Yeah.
You have to like just go to bed early, and then you're good.
This is hilarious.
We have doing that. And like you mentioned earlier, you were like, yo, I used to be on my laptop. I used to, you know, reading, doing the book club. Like, it's such a good excuse to like get into bed early, pull out the book, and then just fall asleep.
Reading, not looking at a blue light.
Stay away from
does
the
a
phone.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
My problem is I always feel great after the workout. I feel great during the day, but then like 2 o'clock, 3, 4 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
There's
like,
a
I'm
lull.
like,
Yeah.
let's
Well,
stop.
it's all about going to bed at the right time. And if you're not doing it for months on end where you actually go to bed at 9 or 10, that's where I find myself. Like, I'm fucked. Like, I go to bed at midnight and I wake up at 5. It's going to ruin my day.
I think that's the hardest thing right now is developing the sleeping routine
Yes.
because going to bed early has been a struggle, and all it takes is like one little thing to derail you from going to bed
Yeah.
on time.
Well, Jake and I just did an early morning workout for the men's club, and he was saying at it, he was like,
Men.
he was like, I don't think, like, I feel like this is like something you do in your 40s. He's like, I can't wake up early like this. And I was like, yeah, this is a little early for me too.
Yeah, like all those guys that like I would work with, they're like, yeah, we all wake up at 5. I'm like, yeah, if I had kids, like, and my only me time was 5 a.m. I see
and then you're putting the kids to bed and you're exhausted, and you just go to bed too after. So you're going to bed early.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like middle-aged people can run on 5 hours of sleep, no sweat. And I don't know how they do it.
We kind of have to. Well, so it's funny that we're talking about this because I went mountain biking today, and I finished the mountain bike ride, and I was like, I just did the perfect workout. Like it almost felt like everything clicked where it was outside. I had good company, and I pushed myself just to the point where like when we finished, I was sore and tired in that sense, but I had so much energy because I was like, oh, like I'm like fired up right now. Like I just like that's how I feel like working out should be, where it should be like you do something and it gives you that energy that you need. Because I finished, obviously sometimes you finish workouts and like most of the time you finish workouts, you're like, I'm dead. I just want to go like shower and lay down. But it was like probably something to do with being outside, like the company, like the fact that it was like the type of workout it was. But it like the entire all day, like since I've done it, I was like, dude, that was the perfect workout. Like I just feel like I have so much energy right now. And so like, yeah, I mean, I could imagine starting your day like that would be very helpful.
Are you just ripping the gym? Like you're just walking into a gym with weights?
So I go to the gym in the evenings, probably like 4 days a week.
What are you doing at 5 a.m. then?
Cardio.
What are you guys doing? Like
We're
together?
running on a treadmill, or I hop on the bike.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like it's like a little 45-minute cardio.
So you're doing
session.
double days.
Oh, that's crazy.
I've been saying this for a while. Taylor's the sleeper big friend, dude. Like Andrew's always like
working.
Hey, that's
Taylor's
our
working.
boy. Like Andrew's like the friend.
Men.
Taylor's getting big.
Wow, nice.
Dude,
He's coming.
My
take it off.
thing-
Take the shirt off.
My other thing about a 5 a.m. workout that I tell everyone, like, because I work out, normally I would work out at 7 a.m. and I tell people like, you need to take a class, because if you just show up and I have to like lift a weight, I'm just gonna sit on my phone. I'm just gonna be tired. Like that's why I take a class. So I guess the treadmill is good because then you just stay on it and zone out.
Well, so I used to try with my workout buddy Daniel. We used to try to go at 5 a.m. to the gym. Yeah, this guy hates Daniel.
No, I love Daniel.
Hey, Daniel?
Oh, no.
Do we want to
ever
double
since-
click on that?
No.
Ever since Daniel flaked on being one of the roommates
it's
on
nothing to do with
Sherborne, oh, dude.
No.
Daniel might see this, bro. We got a lot of viewers. Okay, you gotta watch what you say.
No. Maybe Daniel's our one viewer and we just lost him because he thinks I hate
It was
him.
the guy that commented, "Keep it up."
Yeah.
And anyway,
I'm just messing.
you said. You
Oh,
were trying
I was
to-
trying, and yeah, doing a full blown workout, like back by, chest try, whatever, like that. I couldn't do that sustainably. I was crashing and burning by the end of the day. I would find myself having to take a nap in the middle of the day just to get through the end of the day, and it's not good. So
I was gonna say that one of my highlights of this quarter, since this is a quarterly podcast,
True.
trying to be, is Taylor and I have been trying to do some dope trail runs, and it's like this is the only time of year, and I'm sure you noticed it mountain biking. It's like the only time of the year that shit is green outside,
It's
and it is the best.
It is.
And I'm just gonna be so sad once it's summer and it's like 100 degrees and
Brown.
you can't go at
Sad.
noon anymore on a bike ride. I'm just waiting for that day of just like, like you wish for like the heat, and then it just destroys this town where you just don't even want to be outside all day.
I'm wishing for more rain at this point. We've had such a mild winter. Like the last 2 winters, it was like pouring rain. We got like the Santa Cruz Pier falling apart.
It fell apart this year.
Yeah, maybe we take it. We have a prediction podcast, and then maybe like since it hasn't rained this year, it's just gonna be wildfire season. We're just gonna go up in flames.
The Bay Area? I hope not.
That's literally what happens. Bay Area is like hotspot.
Like, do you guys see that earthquake in fucking Myanmar?
Was it
in
or
Bangkok?
I thought it was in Bangkok.
Well,
yeah.
the epicenter was Myanmar,
Oh, okay.
but it went to Bangkok.
I literally
The
just
pool? Did
yeah.
you see the pool?
And the water like
I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I don't see these things.
Oh, so you haven't seen that Everything Studio Ghibli?
What's that?
What?
Oh God.
This went over
Just
my
me.
head, dude.
Is
like
this,
I've been scrolling on my Twitter, and there's a new ChatGPT feature that came out where you can make things anime.
no, I haven't seen this at
Oh
all.
my God. So like they're turning every meme into like my whole feed. And like there's some vulgar shit. Like there was literally like George Floyd like with the cop with the neck in anime. Like dude,
No.
Twitter is like it's too much, man. It's too much.
Is
stay
it
far away.
ChatGPT
I
or
did
is it
one-
Grok?
Far
Huh?
away.
Is it Grok or ChatGPT?
It's ChatGPT.
Oh wow.
Like here, I can't find like the memes right off the top of my head, but like literally here's this photo, and you just say make it anime, and it turns it into a
Oh
Studio Ghibli
my
film.
God.
Oh.
And then like
Whoa, is that outside of
there you
on the
go.
Alameda?
Yeah, and then you go like it's just
Wait,
like
whoa. Is it free? No.
I pay like $20 a month for it.
Flex. Damn.
Yeah.
Is this
Big-
for
big AI.
Twitter's like Grok? It's on Grok or no?
No.
ChatGPT.
OpenAI.
Oh,
You can-
OpenAI is doing
it does photos now. Someone was literally just sent me the. I don't want this to be an AI podcast, but literally you can do crazy photo stuff now. You could say, "How should I redecorate my room?" and it'll just move shit around. Like interior designers are gone, bro.
That's kind of scary.
I saw like renderings of like commercial buildings and stuff too. Like usually you would pay someone like $20K to make like renderings.
Staging.
You can just say like make it look like this, and like I saw that the other day too.
Yeah, rendering. That's gone, bro. That's like.
Stagers are gonna go out of business.
Virtual staging for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean virtual staging's already AI. Honestly.
Yeah, I've seen it because I
It's a
did
lot
like
cheaper.
a Matterport tour, and I saw an empty room and it didn't load right away, and I clicked the bubble, and then I was like, oh, the furniture just disappeared on me, and then it like took a second to load.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
hilarious.
it. I saw a meme that was like OpenAI engineers getting a $5,000 raise for killing like 10,000 jobs, and it's just like dancing. Anyway, my whole entire Twitter. I guess you guys don't use Twitter. It's fucked up. I was like, why? I was gone for like maybe 8 hours, and then I just went on, and I was like, why is everything Studio Ghibli? And then
The last time I went on Twitter, it was the huge dude that does the water.
Yes. Yeah.
That was
Saratoga
there.
guy?
And everybody was spoofing it. That was the last time I was on Twitter.
yeah. And so that was still going, and then literally I went off maybe for like half a day, and then like I'm not kidding you. If you went on Twitter right now, every single photo is Studio Ghibli, bro. At least my feed. I don't know. It was crazy. Like they turned everything into anime. I couldn't escape it.
I have too many time sucks as it is, so I just
Chess. They're gonna turn chess into Studio Ghibli. Just watch.
Are you still on it? You guys still on the grind?
I play.
Kind of in a lull. I don't play as much, but
Recovering addicts.
I enjoy watching other people play.
Yeah.
That's
But
like
the problem is I'll watch it enough and then I'll be like, I should play. And then I don't play as well.
first thing I see,
dude. Yeah, it's bad.
You
There's
see?
some really bad
like-
shit.
it's like I don't know what it. I don't know what it. I don't know. It said if you know, you know, and I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I thought
it
I
looked
thought you
something
knew.
something
I thought
naughty.
you knew, so I said, yeah, they have some bad shit because I've seen some bad shit. Like I saw like the shooters from like one of the first school shootings. It was like
Sandy Hook.
even before that.
This is
It
getting
was
this podcast is taking a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so bad. I don't know. It's fucking horrible. People are like, the internet has gone. I guess like this
So
CEO
Severance.
was like, you're cooking our GPUs. Like he's like, you need to stop. Okay, but anyway,
let's transition to
AI tragedy.
TV shows.
Give me
that
AI
we've been
tragedies
watching
for
lately.
500.
Severance season finale thoughts?
Because okay,
You guys watch it?
No,
let's
talk about
just an oversight.
Theories?
At the end of season 1, Severance was not as big as what it is now. Like there was like a couple people like oh yeah, Severance, it's a cool show. Like, but it has reached such a huge, crazy level of hype that I go on my Instagram, which is mainly just like photos and stuff. But my For You page now is just like full of like fan theories and like all sorts of stuff about Severance.
Well, my theory with that is like apparently Apple loses over $1 billion like a year on Apple
That's
TV,
chump change.
Apple TV programming, and yes, it's literal chump change to them.
Yeah.
And Severance is the only hit show other than like Ted Lasso to come out of Apple TV.
Yeah.
And so they just were like, oh, well, this show has some legs. Let's spend $1 bajillion marketing it. Because like they had all those marketing stunts, right?
Right.
And now it's like this huge thing. But
Okay.
I will say
Marketing.
the finale redeemed itself. I was pretty
Yeah, you were like not liking
I
it.
remember you were saying
pretty
that.
down on
Oh,
it.
I do agree though that like they had this whole plot line going with the like he was gonna reconnect himself. What do they call it?
the
reintegration.
Reintegrate, and then they just like dropped that, and then Cobell was getting high in her childhood room, and like it just like lost steam a little bit there.
The Cobell episode really sent, in my opinion, I was like, they're going down too many tangents that they're not going to be able to solve in like this
I
finale.
think they were trying to get her back in it because she was so MIA this season, and so like it's not the best way to do it, but it was their way of being like, no, like let's loop her back in and give her an episode so that when she's in the finale as a major character, it's not as stark. I think.
I'm sorry. We got to the second to last episode, and I saw that the last episode was only 45 minutes long, and it pissed me off because I was
last
like,
episode was
it was 45 minutes.
No, it was like an hour 15.
it was like an hour.
Have you seen the last episode?
Yeah.
Episode 10?
How does
Yeah.
How does it end?
How does it
It
end?
said 45 minutes.
How does it end?
No,
Freaking Gemma's on the other side of the door.
Oh yeah, that's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was definitely an hour. and 15
Well,
minutes.
I was still like, I saw it, and
Jamie?
I was like, there's no way they're going to wrap up all the secrets.
I thought they did
this
it.
short
I thought they did a good job.
They
of,
did
like,
it really fast. I will say they were just
There was
like
so
boom,
many
boom. We
fun
gotta close
things.
a lot of shit.
But real quick, back to like the reintegration thing. I was reading that like there was the writer's strike, and I think they're gonna make reintegration more of a thing. And then I bet you they came up with like, oh, it would be fun for like Mark. The floor thing was really fun, and having him talk to himself was really cool. And so then they were like, we can't
my
go
two
forward with
favorite
this.
parts about the final episode were like the equator thing was really cool because it's all about like the center of the world and the center point, and you have the 3 levels of like where he's Mark and he's an Audi with Gemma, and then they're Miss Casey and Innie, and then you have the where she gets out, and that's the other. So the equator is where, and when they say I'll meet you at the equator, that's how she knew to be at the door, because that's the equator of where your Innie and Audi is. So I thought that theme was really cool. And then the other thing, the show's so good about color theory and the fact that like blue is the Innie color and red is the Audi color, and the fact that it's all blue, and then when he goes down the elevator, he shoots the guy and gets blood all over himself. And now he's red, signifying that he's an Audi, was the most genius fucking thing
See,
ever.
I never got to watch the Severance theories for the finale.
and that was, they talk about it. And like,
because I was watching it early on because I was getting really fucking confused.
Yeah.
And I love those YouTube videos that were
so
like,
good.
on today's episode.
Sometimes I feel like he's grasping at straws a little bit, but like,
Oh, yeah.
but it's good. I'd rather have too much than too little.
Can you imagine how disorienting it would be to wake up and like you don't know where you are like that, and you just kill the man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the whole thing, the whole Severance thing is crazy. Also, to be an innie, it's like because like for human beings, I think I was listening to someone talk about how like our lights turn on really slowly. Like you don't remember your first memory necessarily. Like you don't remember like when the lights turned on. But for like an innie, You do, and you're fully grown. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, you're an adult baby, but you just basically just jump into everything you know.
Full consciousness. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How about Mr. Milkshake's
Dude,
character?
Bro,
sick.
they need to cast that man in everything.
He's
The
gonna
way-
be in everything.
The way when he's talking to Dylan, he just like turns around and sprints out the
that was
door.
the
I was
most
like,
hilarious
what
part of
the
the episode.
fuck?
Yeah,
And
he's
then
like,
he's
I
getting all
unfortunately-
he's getting loose with the
dance-
band, and
the
I was just
dance
like,
moves were
yes,
sick.
yes.
How about devour feculence?
yeah?
It means eat shit.
yeah. That guy is killing it.
And I saw something where he looks just like Barry Bonds in like when Barry Bonds was like in the 90s. They had the same mustache. Like they look identical. And everyone's like, he needs to play Barry Bonds in a biop. And I'm like, it's crazy. Like I'm a picture. It's crazy.
yeah, I'm such a fan.
Because I don't recognize him from anything.
The whole choreography and merriment people with the drum line and everything, I was just like, yes, 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 yes. It was so fun.
That was cool. Apparently they were brainstorming ideas about because they wanted to have some sort of reward that was kind of out there for them, like for getting to the final stage. And they were throwing out different ideas, and someone was just like, "Yeah, how about a marching band?" And then the writer was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it."
Because it kind of provided the chaos that you needed in that moment.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it provided a soundtrack.
Yeah.
And Milchek's dance moves were
He's
top tier.
I think a lot of people theorize that he's going to be a main component in helping the innies next season. Like because you can tell he's kind of like Lumen is pushing him to the line, and he's like the whole like black portrait thing, like his performance review. They're giving these nods to like he's over it, even the eat shit thing. And so I think a lot of people think that he's gonna be like, fuck this, kind of like how Cabell did. Yeah,
I think he's still taking his job seriously, but it's more like he's realizing that his work is not just his life. Like there's more to life, especially that conversation on the phone with Mark S. When Mark was like, I just need a day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, you're right. Like this is not all there is to life.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing my job.
How many seasons do you think they're gonna milk of this show?
I hope just one more, honestly.
really.
3 seasons.
I hope. Yeah, I don't want it to go too long.
You can't have much more of a storyline past one more season.
Yeah, it can't
Yeah.
get like Prison Breaky where you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what the show I was thinking about. I can't be Prison Break.
That's what we want, but like realistically,
If they're smart, I agree. One more season.
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
one, maybe 2.
I think they're gonna keep milking this thing.
It's hard to think they wouldn't, but
I feel like they could
burn.
totally end the season and then just keep this concept and just do it like maybe Lumen's not destroyed or someone brings back Lumen in a different area, whole new characters, whole new cast. It's like the Purge. They're like, oh, this Purge idea is good. Let's just do it in different ways.
Yeah.
But like, I would hope the main storyline wraps itself up.
like Mark's story.
It must have been a money grab too, because they were spending $18 million an episode, and it seemed like the most simple set ever. Like they were spending millies on some camera movements.
But look at the camera work with the whatever that wrote. The opening scene of season 2.
$18 million an episode. That's some Mandalorian shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
How about the episode where the director of photography directed that episode when it's a flashback when we first see Mark and Gemma meet each other?
Oh, that one looked like it cost a lot of money.
That
All in
shot,
film.
if you remember that, it goes from when Mrs. Casey is talking to Mike.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And it goes
yeah.
down through the wires down to the basement where they're
Yeah.
watching
I
them.
felt like I was watching an Apple keynote when I
that
saw
was not CGI. That was done
I saw that.
as a single
Oh wow,
take.
that's crazy.
And it took them 2 months to develop and execute that shot.
Wow, your Instagram really is all Severance.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So do we think it was innie heli or outie heli at the very end?
I don't know.
Ooh. I couldn't tell.
I could see either. I could see either. Wow, we're becoming Severance pod. We should move on.
I guess we have to put like that. There's Severance spoiler. We're Severance podcast.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our in.
Wait, I wanted to quickly pivot to White Lotus. I haven't seen it, so don't spoil anything. You were talking about the creator.
Yeah, I found out that it was Ed Schneebly of School of Rock.
He's also on Survivor.
First time I found that out yesterday.
Yeah, he was on Survivor, and we ran into him in Catalina. So this is when we were at the like nice area, and you were getting coffee. And I don't know where you were, but I was sitting on a bench. I think you might have been next to me. And I just hear someone like screaming from the coffee line, like, "We don't have any more cocaine.
Wait,
do you want
that
a
was
coffee?" And I'm like laughing because I hear this. So I look at who they're talking to.
Oh, I saw
and
that,
it's fucking Ed Schneebly. And he's with like and then I'm like, whoa.
That was like
and then,
Two Harbors.
And then, and then I no,
with a bunch of like teenagers.
Yeah,
right?
he was with a bunch of like 21-year-olds.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so now I say with the whole White Lotus thing, this dude's writing from like experience. Like he's weird like that.
So he's a writer. That's who Ed Schneebly.
He made the show.
Yeah.
I think he also
Made School of Rock.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
And he parties with a bunch of young kids.
Yeah.
Doing
We're
well. Yeah, I do
we're a
remember that.
celebrity name drop podcast now.
Yeah, we saw Ed Schneebly on Catalina Island.
He's getting canceled.
That's one of my favorite stories. Now that White Lotus has become a thing, because I just remember looking over at him. I almost asked him like, "How was Survivor?" But I was just like, "Oh, they're talking about cocaine." I probably
I didn't
Put
connect the
Survivor
dots.
players on the show. There's always cameos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like old like people that he played with.
Was that a celebrity Survivor then?
No, he just was on it. Like
Oh.
he was just a
He
celebrity.
got really far too.
Yeah, he did. He made
He's
it
really
far.
funny on it.
He's
He
very
just doesn't
funny.
give a shit.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah.
What else we got, guys?
Well, we're reading a book about Navy SEALs, and not to get book club, not to turn this podcast into book club, but I can find myself in like my life, especially today where I went mountain biking, where I was like starting to slow down, and I was like, what would a Navy SEAL?
Dude, I think about that every day when I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
Is that why you're wearing camo right now?
Yeah, I'm put me in. I'm like active valor, dude. Put me in.
Every day at the gym, I'm like dying. I'm like, SEALs had to go harder. Dude, I watched Lone Survivor last night.
Oh, did you?
And the first like 2 minutes is just clips of buds. And it was like actual clips. And I was like, oh, that looks horrible.
Were those SEALs or Army Rangers?
SEALs.
SEALs. Okay.
You think Army Rangers think they're the dopest too, or do you think they know that SEAls are?
That guy did think he was dope in that.
I think Army Rangers are like equally as like lethal and everything, but I think they probably get pissed off because SEALs are the ones getting sent in for Bin Laden. SEAls are the ones, you know, all these things.
But
like,
SEAls are the
makes you think, are they
master
actually
of every environment: land, air,
the SEAls
and sea.
yeah,
Yeah, they.
sea, earth, air, and land, or something.
sea, air, and land.
SEAls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
The E is
Just
for the
How about
C.
we have book club and then we just send the guys this?
Hey, we really liked your birthday.
Yo, guys,
24 minutes.
Well, hey, David does watch the pod.
add some comments in,
guy that commented.
and we can just skip it this
Dude,
time.
this is criminal. This is David's book too, and we're having book club
No,
without
I
him.
think we have book club on the podcast and then we just watch Active Out.
It just press
Yeah.
play.
yeah.
like that.
Just press
Yeah.
play.
We should. We're having it on Tuesday. I'm down to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are not rescheduling that bullshit.
No, we
I
are not.
swear to God.
We're locked in. It sounds like everyone's finishing it up or has finished it, so we are on track.
Yeah.
I think we were. I
What
think
a
we learned.
comeback.
What else is new in everyone's life?
I picked the biggest book last book club that was all about politics on the shortest month of the year, and it came 15 days late. So it kind of fucked up.
yeah. It took 2 weeks to get there. It was like 500 pages, massive pages. It was a fucking textbook, like one that you would read in college for the entire semester on the shortest month of the year. It's a great book,
My
though.
fault I got
It was great.
February.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you finish 5 Types of Wealth?
I haven't. Have you?
No, I need to.
Oh, they have an inner circle book club. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hop in.
Andrew and I kind of have.
I can't. I'm already.
What is it?
I have so many
wanna form
books.
a book
I have
club?
so many books behind right now. I read 5 books this past month, and I'm still like 7 behind where I want before I can buy a new one. And I have my reading list. It's just too long.
Knowledge.
Speaking of this, I had a guy on my that I like follow on Instagram. Like, I won't get too deep into how I know him, but like I know him, and he posted a story today and said, I've read 400 books in the last 3 years, and I've read them about everything. So if you need a book rec, let me know. And he had like a little submission thing.
Was he reading?
I did the math.
Where's Waldo?
I did the math. That's 11 books a month, and I'm like, there's no fucking way you're reading 11 books a month and retaining anything.
BS.
Did he swipe up and
Is he on the like podcast 2 times speed? Like that's the only way I can
Literally,
see
and
anyone-
I'm like, I think you would be the last person I'd take a book recommendation from.
yeah,
Like,
because you're not going to remember anything.
I want somebody that's like.
Wait, who? Do I know who this is?
I would. No, I don't think any of you guys know.
bro's got a Spark Note
Damn,
premium
that's like the opposite of the gym is
So-
your personality. Bookworm is your personality. That's insane.
There is. He's also kind of trying to do the like the ice water guy kind of thing. Not that he's not making the cringy videos, but he's posting the like. I have a thing that if you want to get in on this investment, hit me up, like that kind of thing. Where you're like, okay,
Knowledge.
He posts like knowledge like stories, or be like, this is the inspiration for that. Like I get it, I like respecting it, whatever. But when he posted that, I literally did the math. I'm like, that's 11
BS.
over 11 books. So it's like 11.3 books a month. And I'm sorry, but like. And
At that point, you're wasting your time because you're not retaining it.
Yeah.
Like, because we were talking about, I was looking at my shelf of books and I was like, I could tell you like 1 to possibly 3 things about each of these books. Like, that's all I get out of a book. But then, like, there are times where like someone will bring something up and it'll trigger something like a memory about this book that I learned. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, this. But like,
I Spark Notes 11 books a month.
well, there is an app. One of my coworkers was telling me about an app.
Blinkist.
It must be where you literally can get like a quick.
Yeah, it's Spark Note audiobook version of it's a Spark Note audiobook version of self-help books.
Yeah, and it's you can just get the quick like, I don't want to read the whole book, but tell me the gist of it. Maybe he's doing 11 of those, but then why are you flexing that you read 11?
That
Yeah,
app
that's-
is
Like-
awesome for self-help book stuff, by the way. I used to subscribe to it.
No, but I'm not shitting on it. I think that's a great idea.
No.
If you
That's definitely what he's doing.
yeah, like you don't want to take the time to read it, but I'm like,
but then
why
you
would-
can't say that
Why
you're
would
reading.
you flex and say
that many books?
I read 400 over 400? He said I read over 400 books. I'm like, dude, no. I'd rather you just say, hey, I love learning and I'm constantly learning. If anyone needs recommendations on ways that I learn or books that I use to learn,
And I would, yeah.
I would be like that.
I want to have conversations with other people who want to learn. We can talk about what we're learning.
400. I'm like, dude,
But-
no way.
But if he's following it up with shitty investment advice, like buying his fucking course, of course.
The gurus, yeah.
no,
Oh,
it's,
dude,
it's not a
gurus.
course. He's been like, hey, like, I have a property that, like, if you want to put 60 grand in, like, investors, you want like guarantee a 12% return. It's like that kind of thing.
What if this is our one viewer? I just keep wondering who our one viewer is.
Yeah,
and hoping that like we're talking directly.
I'm talking
them.
about this, and I'm like, I really hope he never sees it. Like, I don't know if there's enough for him to put it together. I mean, there's enough. I literally said how many books he read, and he knows how many books he's read.
Who is it? We can bleep it out.
Knowledge.
I'll show you after. I'll show you.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about other things that.
What else has been going on in your life?
How is everyone handling the market right now? Are we scared? Are we just
Asset light.
That's the
Remember?
thing. One of my goals was like I wanted to start learning investing at the
and you
start.
did, and you
then
invested.
I put it all in.
Put it all on red.
red.
Black actually.
Which that's a big step. Especially in this market where like it's a great time to buy, but as your first time to buy and it's still going down, it can be stressful. So how are you handling seeing your money not be what it was when you put it in potentially? Or do you not even
I think
look at
on
it?
one of my accounts I've made $80.
Nice. That's
And the other account
LFG.
I've probably about the same, if not a little lower. Yeah.
and you're not, and you feel
No,
good.
I don't. That money is like, because it's in an investment account. Anyways, it's not like it's not a retirement
yes,
account.
you can't touch it.
I can't touch it, so it's not like a traditional brokerage where like, oh, I can withdraw. Like this is my emergency cash. Like this is like, no, I've put this money aside for retirement, and yeah, we're gonna play the long game.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yeah, those kind of things you just forget the past.
As long as the entire society and world doesn't crumble in the next 40 years.
The Dems sure think it will. So
You mean the SJFs?
the SJFs. Yeah, anyone that is watching this, What's Our Problem by Tim Urban. Incredible book. It's a textbook, but it's great. I do actually, can you repeat, if you can remember, you sent us an audio message when I swiped up, and and I replied with Chamal's asset light versus broke.
Oh, but what I was ranting about?
Yeah, what were you
Is
ranting
that the
about?
one that
question.
James
Yeah,
replied
yeah.
to that, right?
Yeah, I was basically just like thinking about it, and I was like, I have investments and they're going down, but I have no intention on selling, right? And I'm like, other than that, I don't have anything else. Houses are $2 million. The house across the street from me right now is $2.45 million. I can't buy that. So I'm like, is it that big of a deal if the stock market crashes or houses get cheaper? Like, if anything, all I'm thinking about is the old people. They have trouble with their assets, but they're already like millionaires. And then it's just giving a chance for young people to like actually get in. And like, this is the time when like, that's when startups are able to disrupt, is like when everything is chaos, you have the new person who can come in and like that gives them the opportunity. So I'm like, was like pumping up the market during COVID really that great for us? Because at the end of the day, it was just a bunch of like 50-plus-year-olds that made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
All these meme coins too skyrocketing.
No, I love what you mean by like when there is like recessions. That's when all the companies that are today in 2008, that's all the startups became the big companies today because of like pressure and people actually working hard. And there's like a lot of freaking, at least anecdotally, I see a lot of laziness in like big tech and stuff like that. So,
well, and the asset here is time, and we have the most of it compared to these older people. So like, if we get in now, it's dipping a bunch. It's like, this is great news.
No, yes.
My one pushback though is that if there's a recession, it wouldn't affect Bay Area housing prices because it's simply a supply demand issue.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's true.
Literally, people would stop overbidding on properties. That's the problem. Is agents, do a lot of real estate agent podcasts. The problem is freaking that a lot of agents price a home at $1 million, so that way that gets 30 bids and it goes to $1.8 million. And like, that is a real
cash
thing that, and then it's like, and
Before
since stocks are up, they're able to say, fuck it, I can throw an extra couple $100,000 just to get this house. So it would stop the competitiveness, but it wouldn't crash the market enough to, like, the value of that home is always going to stay, or at least around here, the land is worth so much that it's just not, I don't see it.
And if you need your assets to take advantage of the cheap housing prices, that's then where we would not be able to capitalize fully. But if it just depends on what percent of money you have and where.
Texas is a crazy example because when interest rates went up, there was a lot of supply because Austin prices were going up like crazy, and then when interest rates went up, it actually they don't have a supply demand problem like the Bay Area. So houses you could actually get deals. And so that's a good example of like even a year ago when rates first started going up, that was a great time to buy in like Texas because there wasn't a supply demand issue and people didn't want to, if you had cash sitting around, you could buy a McMansion. But
yeah.
I thought that was an interesting discussion.
Yeah, it was a great. I like that you brought it into that.
Well, they keep. I don't know. It's just like we can't let the market crash. We can't let it crash. And I'm just like, I don't think it would really. I was like, okay, yeah. If you have a job and they start laying off everyone, that's the problem. So that's why my hypothetical was assuming you can keep your job.
Yeah.
Is it that big of a deal?
Correct.
But then I was like, for YouTube, if you're getting like a sponsorship, there'd probably be less sponsorships. But I was like, I don't even have sponsorships anyway. So I was like, I think personally, I could weather the storm.
Yeah. Well, and literally one of my favorite books is Psychology of Money, and a lot of what he talks about is just within our lifetime, especially because we're young, we're gonna go through we will go through a handful of recessions where the market will correct. And if you freak out every time and your world like you can't have the mentality, and you just need to be like, it'll bounce back, it'll keep going, and like literally just like weather the storm. Because like to think that for the next 40 years the market is only going to go up is insane. And so it's like it's just like have the mentality of like, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, and we're playing the long game. And like you said, we have time, which is our most valuable asset, and just ride the storm. That's my philosophy. That's why I'm like, I don't really care. I don't.
Yeah, I get kind of freaked out when I buy stocks that were like literally beginning of this year. I was like, this is all gonna, like, I was just like, I was buying things that I knew were completely overvalued. Like, I was just like, dude, like, it's not even fun to see things when they're that high, because then you're like, I'm buying this at such a premium that it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Corrections are healthy. But Chamath, I didn't send that Chamath tweet just because it said asset light or broke. He actually argued your argument in that tweet,
That's lit.
which was
That's
pretty
lit.
funny. And I saw it like,
Yeah, I never
week
opened it up.
before
I remember you
said that.
saying that, and I was like,
And
oh
then It
shit.
was someone making fun of him because he called, instead of calling people broke, he called them asset light.
That's your boy.
Dude, the All In podcast. I think only Andrew watches this podcast.
I haven't watched it in
I have
weeks,
seen this podcast
months.
transform into like the biggest Republican like talking point. Basically, one of the guys got in. He's the crypto czar of the White House now. And they used to be so like level-headed, and I can just tell that like they just had a White House tour. And I implore you to listen to the episode where they just got back from being at the White House and getting like a tour.
Yeah.
They interviewed like Howard Lutnick and like this other guy, and it's the definition of rich people. These are Silicon Valley people that just like saw a power grab and were like, we are Republicans now. We all aboard the Trump train, and we have all like, they're like talking. They were just bragging about like it was incredible. I was like, can't trust people. I use them as a litmus for far right podcasts now when I like to balance out left leaning things.
Interesting.
Like, they're so extreme. I'm like, wow, just sucking the teat of Trump.
Guys, I got to break this up a little bit. You guys continue on without me. I have a gym appointment. I'm going to work out at 5, so I got to run. But you guys keep going. You guys keep going. The conversation's good.
I mean, honestly,
we didn't start
wrap it up soon, but
we didn't start quite on time. But
no.
Yeah, we
Appreciate the fit though, Andrew.
trip daddy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, there's not too much to talk about. I mean, I think it's crazy that I was looking at my camera roll just of like.
Bye, Andy.
Later, Andrew.
bye.
I was looking at.
You guys better not talk shit about me, or I'll listen to the pod.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna listen. All right, let's talk shit about
Yeah,
now.
he ain't gonna listen to this. No, it's already been 3 months though. That was the craziest part. I was looking through my camera roll.
Yeah, it's wild.
I was just like, I feel like a loser. Maybe I need to. We had book club with your dad, like in February, and I kept dodging the question about what my goals were.
Yeah,
And then I was like, fuck,
what?
I should put those on my desk. I put them on my
make the
desk. I
goals.
still don't look at them that often.
Okay.
But looking that it's already April, I was like, oh my God.
Avoiding your goals because you don't want to give in to the procrastination. So why even get caught up with procrastination when you don't have to look at your goals in the first place and not
Literally.
even know what they are?
Out of sight, out of mind, baby.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. It's like those TikToks that are all over my feed where like people will be like, some dude that's like, you bought that shirt and you bought that bag. You consumed that bag. The consumer always is more poor. The person that sold you the bag, they're rich. They're the rich person. And then they'll stitch it and it'll be like, you also bought a shirt. And then, or they'll be like, I saved $5 million last year. And then it'll cut and you'll be like, why didn't you say $10 million? Why not $15 million? Why not $30 million? And you're just like, it's just always like the
One-upping.
the ridiculous. Yeah. My favorite one is there's this guy and he like breaks down his day into 3 days where he's like from 5 a.m. to this time is day one, and I'm doing this for 6 hours, 6 hour a day, and then from this time to this time is another 6 hour day. I'm already on day 2, and then from this time to this time it's
Dude,
another 6 hours.
Those are spoofs or like
No,
people being
this guy
real.
is like legit, and he's like I have 3 days for every 1 day that you have. You damn right I'm gonna get more done to you. And then this guy stitches it, and he's like, this guy just figured out what morning, evening, and night are. and he's kind of saying that like he's like, that's like cutting up a pizza into 20 slices instead of 8 slices and saying there's more pizza. Like it just.
I think that's why the Saratoga guy, the early morning dip my face into Saratoga still water.
Yeah.
I think that's why he went so viral. That damn near had 1 billion impressions on Twitter. And I think it went so viral because people just see through hustle culture now.
Well, it took him 6 minutes to dive into the pool. That's what everyone like. I was like the big one that everyone's like freaking out about.
It did?
Like the time changes from when he jumps and then when he goes into the pool, it jumps like 6 minutes, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" But I think
There was a clock behind him.
no, he posts the timestamps, like whatever. You know what it probably was? It was probably like changed from the last thing, and it just changed in the middle of the jump, and so it looks like. And I think people are just grabbing at straws. But like to me, what like frustrates me about those kind of people, because like whatever. I mean, honestly, he's probably making a lot of fucking money off that, and like he's doing.
He was already an influencer.
Yeah, and he's an influencer and whatever. Yeah. But like the thing that like frustrates me about it, honestly, is like it creates this like idea that you need to use like expensive things and all these, like the Saratoga water, that's expensive fucking water, and you're wasting it to dip your face into it.
He was trying to get a reaction, you know?
And he was, and
it worked.
It worked, but like, and it's like, I
have not seen this video.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's like the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, I don't go on Twitter.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's like
his name's like Austin or something.
No, it's
I feel like might have seen like a little snippets of this.
That's why I posted a bottle of Saratoga water, and I said, "Got to get at least 10,000," because that's
I didn't understand that.
He literally, he will throughout his like hustle video like day thing, he'll post like audio of him like at a desk, and it's always something like, "Yeah, man, we got to push it to 10,000," and then it'll like move on to the next thing. And you're like, no, he's not actually talking about
I did
anything.
see this then. Yeah.
And
I saw that guy.
he dips his.
I saw the video.
He wipes bananas on his face, and he pours those really expensive Saratoga waters in an ice bowl. My favorite was that they called out that there's a woman that's pushing him like things like food and like the bowl of water.
One of his videos, the girl walks in and bows to him, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Anyways,
yeah. You guys got anything else?
No, I think
What
apartment hunting?
Yes, my roommates are finally moving out. So
fuck yeah.
So you want to just have a one-on-one?
Let's cut them out.
Thank God.
Yeah, dude, Taylor and James are just itching to get out of here. They're asking me like, when can we move out? Bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
We've been looking at apartments for like the past 3 weekends.
Anything good?
Yeah, a couple spots.
Yeah, I think he's finding
Nothing like super crazy nice, but like just what we need. So
You looking particular apartments? Like
we've looked at houses,
nice complexes kind of thing that have like gyms and stuff?
No, not the luxury complexes, but we're looking for 2 bedrooms. Like, yeah, they have gyms and there's a pool and all that, but yeah, looking for 2 bedrooms, and it's been kind of crazy. It's also been pretty eye-opening how expensive places are here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're going from paying like very cheap.
Yeah. Well, I'm only paying a couple $100 more a month.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, well, it's nice because if you're splitting an apartment, like
Jay Mitch is moving. Like Niz is moving to San Diego.
Okay.
Jay Mitch is like moving in with a roommate, and he goes, "Hey man, can I get the landlord's contact? Like I need a reference." And I was like, "Ooh, yeah, buddy, that's not gonna happen." he's like, "Why?" I go, "She don't know you're gone, bro." I was like, "Hey, how about this? Just put me as a reference. I was your landlord." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I just filled out like camera's dying.
Uh-oh. Is that a sign?
wait, she doesn't know that.
Wait, so yeah, what does she
Why would
think
that
is
be a bad
happening?
Why would it be a bad thing? You pay the rent still.
Yeah, what does it matter if 3 people are living here versus 2 versus 4?
You're still making the same money.
That's weird. Wait, J Mitch was looking for the reference or Niz?
J Mitch.
Oh, J Mitch.
We can wrap up. This doesn't need to be a podcast conversation, but I do want to talk about it.
No. It's I literally just have never told her. So
You think it would be like, I think she would be like,
no, but then
I think she would be stoked that a couple are living here rather than 4 people.
I think if it came up, she's just really hands off. Like we just don't really talk.
Yeah, which is fine.
Like
But,
I was trying to get a gardener, like just to trim like my fucking tower of weeds, and like she just was like, yeah, like I had to like do it myself. Like I just had to. I took it out of the rent, but I was like, she's very hands off. She hasn't come here in a long time. And
Did she tell you could take it out of the rent, or did you like just do it?
no, I just did it. But I've taken other things out before.
Really?
She's supposed to pay for that. Like
Yeah,
she used
you're
to
the
pay
landlord. Yeah.
For it. It was $100.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not paying for that. But,
That's hilarious.
yeah, no, it was just funny because like, anyway, so I was Jay Mitch's landlord, which is fair because he did pay me, and I was the.
So you put the you're the landlord.
Yeah, I
reference?
just filled out the info. I was like, they can call me.
That's hilarious.
Damn.
I guess we can end it there, but good stuff, boys. Until next time, I'm scared what's gonna happen 3 months.
See you in
from
3
now.
months.
Nope. 3 months from tomorrow, I'm getting married
On the day.
on the day.
Oh,
Holy shit!
So talk about
And I
it.
got engaged. I didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
talk about that.
That's
just important stuff. That's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We got through all the important things we wanted to talk
No,
about.
I did. I proposed to the love of my life. It was so great, and I made a whole video about it. So I don't need to talk about it. It's all good.
Go watch.
I had a lot
Links
of photos
down below.
of all. I had a lot of photos of like everything to like jog my memory of things, but we had enough to talk about. I'm just worried
That's
because
hilarious.
honestly,
he didn't talk about his engagement the entire
I was
time.
thinking about it, but we kept talking about like Severance and shit, and I was like, I don't know how to hard segue that.
To be fair, you were the one initiating. You were like asking other people what they had to talk about.
Yeah. So fuck you. Dude.
I
You didn't
didn't-
bring it up.
I didn't bring
that.
it
Should have been the first thing you brought up.
Yeah.
We talked
that's
about
right.
Brendan's engagement last podcast.
Yikes.
Next, we'll have to talk about Andrew's on next episode.
On the next time.
Whoa.
No, I'm just-
Just something that I don't know.
I don't think he knows.
he doesn't know. He'll figure it out.
Oh, nice. Classic. He's going to get proposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah. And on that note,
See you in 3 months.
See you in 3 months. Well,
Yeah.
not 3 months. I will not be doing a podcast today before I get married, but
dude, let's do it in the hotel room.
yeah.
Getting ready.
In the morning.
This podcast is never gonna end.
Morning of.
Oh my god.
That'd be hilarious.
Okay, and cut to Brendan being married.
We're all hungover. We're like,
Yeah. All right, we're done.